Laser Levers, this is SuperZOMGBBQ, and today, well, I know it's a shock to me as much as a shock to you, I'm playing Money in the Bank. I know, it's pretty crazy. I've also been playing some Road to Glory. We have got ourselves to the end of Nia Jax. Well, not the end, but we got ourselves to Nia Jax. We worked our way all the way through to the end, and we're gonna get ourselves this amazing card at some point in the near future. Got ourselves The Rock, which is an amazing card, and I'm genuinely excited. I'm really excited for this Road to Glory, but also some really subtle hints that a few changes are coming in the app stores for both iTunes and for Google Play as well. Nothing on Amazon yet, but there's some big hints at change coming in the game, whether that just be this front screen here or whether it be some potentially leaks of new event cards in the future, which could be revealed for the first time in this video, which is pretty cool if you think about it. And there he is, the People's Champion. He has got, I'm going to actually check a couple of the images on this because he's a really good card. He's number 2 in the tier. Whilst I'm doing that, make sure if you like what you see in this upload, you smash that like button as hard as you possibly can with a people's elbow jumping off all 4 ropes. Not just 1, or 4. And make sure you subscribe to the channel whilst we are on the way to 107,000 subscribers. The YouTube plaque is ordered. It is coming next week. It's going to happen. We're going to get a unboxing on the channel. I'm really excited for it. And I'm also now verified on YouTube as well as Twitch. Come on Twitter, you're lagging behind. Get me verified. In fact, can we get a hashtag in the comment section of Get JB Verified? Come on, let's do it. Let's make it a thing. Get JB Verified. You know what? That's actually a really good image on The Rock. The Rock has got some amazing images in this game. In fact, just in general, you know, the ones I don't like for Dwayne are the ones where it just every image looks the same. Like that one's great, the legendary one. You got the Survivor one looks great. You got the WrestleMania Fusion. You know, that's going to be amazing as a pro card. In fact, I think I've got the fusion of him transferred over to, here it is, this one. Looks even better. Look how great that looks. That looks amazing. When you get all the normal vanilla ones, it doesn't look so great. Anyway, I'm getting carried away with myself. My English isn't there today at all. Carried away with myself. Turn your notifications on so you don't miss a single thing. Or do I go with the one on the microphone? I don't know. You know, I'll go with the vote. You guys tell me in the comment sections, along with your support for Let's Get JB Verified, or Twitter Verified JB, or whatever you want to do. Make sure you tell me in the comment section what image you want me to use for this Rock card. We've got the throwback one. I like the throwback one because it's that heel Rock. Heel Rock was amazing, especially when he was feuding against Goldberg. Got yourself Titan Rock. Well, it doesn't actually look like he's looking at you. Looks like he's looking like down there a little bit, you know. We've got ourselves the Survivor Rock. That looks actually really nice. I like the little red tints on the shoulders as well. We have the fusions, a legendary. We've got Squat and Taking a Poop Rock. Where's the one he shows a little bit too much? I think it's this one, but you can't see. He's covering up his very delicate parts. Although I'm thinking maybe use a season 1. For the moment though, you know, I'm going to stick with the throwback Rock. Because I loved the heel persona of The Rock back on Raw in the early 2000s when he was going up against Goldberg and stuff. I'm going to keep it as that. So, as you may know from a previous video, I've got myself some pro females. And whilst I was leveling those up, a couple of people sent me some very interesting images. Maybe potentially leaked pictures. We may be seeing a brand new event mode possibly, or game mode, or an event mode like they had with, you know, I mentioned about a draft mode. I created a draft mode for a video a long time ago before Season 4 came out. And there's potentially hints at something around that as well. A Raw vs SmackDown vibe event or a game mode of some kind. We're going to go into all of them now whilst you play Road to Glory. I'm going to start off with plus 10s. Punk Rock Dude. Dude, that Seth Rollins looks incredible. Absolutely incredible. I'd love to see what the Seth with the belt looks like That'd be pretty sweet. So let's go, and I'm going to switch over to my brand new green screen I got from Elgato Gaming. By the way, you should definitely go and check out Elgato Gaming on Twitter and their website. They gave me this. You may remember I spoke about this a while ago, this green screen. So I'm just going to set that up, and then we're going to have a look at all these amazing new, potentially, leaks, sneak peeks at what's coming up for the game. Just to let you know how easy it is to set this up, by the way, it literally is pull down and pull back up again. There's no background. Now there is a background. JB vanishes, JB appears. Just like that. Apparently Sebastian wants to get on the green screen as well. Yeah, you want to come in. So we now have a dog involved in the green screen as well. I want to get to the point, but the dog wants a hug. Thank you for licking me to death. You are lovely. But I am recording. Back on with the point of the video before the dog decided to get involved. We have had some very interesting screenshots show up. And these showed up on the Apple App Store only a couple of days ago. Now, the first one which I want to point out to you is the Seth Rollins one, just over here. Seth Rollins one, like right over on the far side, is a brand new home screen. It looks like kind of encompassing the WrestleMania look of the game. It almost looks exactly the same as the initial teasers they showed for the game, and includes the Seth Rollins Winter Fusion image. And otherwise, everything else is the same, but there's no Roman Reigns in there. It's now been moved to Seth Rollins. Now, originally on the Android App Store, which I will show you here, this image of Seth Rollins, which showed up, which was the front screen, wasn't there. There's actually a brand new image, and they removed Sasha Banks and put Becky Lynch in it. Now, since then, they've actually changed this, and it's still back to this Seth Rollins image. So it looks like that is definitely one of the things that's changing. Plus, you've got an advertisement for their Hall of Fame and their throwback cards, with a potentially not used before Randy Savage as well. Then you got advertisement randomly of Kurt Angle with Ronda Rousey. But this is probably the most interesting part. This bit here, you've got, and there's another bit that's really, really cool coming up, which potentially leaks a couple of event cards coming up. Raw versus SmackDown. Seems very odd that they would just randomly insert two random people. Finn versus Randy Orton. I appreciate it's because you got the Raw stage and the SmackDown stage, but why would they include a Raw versus SmackDown as a potential screenshot that when there's no Raw versus SmackDown event? This hints that potentially in the future we're going to get some kind of, I don't know. I made a concept for a game mode earlier this end of last year, I'd say. November time, which go and link just up at the top, where you had like a draft mode. Now, this would be awesome to do a Raw versus SmackDown, considering there was so much, I don't know, there's so much promise with this, with like a brand split. And WWE have kind of scaled back on that since WrestleMania, even though they've now combined Raw and SmackDown pay-per-views together, so now they can actually have matches. It'd be interesting to see if they go along with that, because that potentially hints at something coming in where there is going to be a Raw versus SmackDown, whether, you know, like a revival of PCC where it is Raw versus SmackDown at some point. I don't know. But already there's new stuff hinted on here. There's no leaked cards on this one. However, on the Android store, it's a very, very different story. Now, originally, and I'm going to show this on the screen for you now, there was an Undertaker Last Man Standing card that was leaked. All the other images are exactly the same, but on this one now, it's updated for Roman Reigns. Now, this Roman Reigns image was used a long time ago, back in a PCC where, back in Season 2, AJ Styles versus Roman Reigns. And since then, the image was never used at all. And I was, in fairness, I was a little bit bummed by that, because I was a little bit bummed out by that, because honestly, that was one of his best images ever, and this potentially could be a future event card. The other one that was leaked was the Undertaker, and the Undertaker makes more sense because currently we've had a Braun Strowman and we've had a Triple H event, and Braun Strowman would be the tag. But obviously, not Braun Strowman would be the tag, Undertaker would be the tag for Braun Strowman. which would fuel more fire to the potential of there being a Money in the Bank tier. But also Roman Reigns showing up out of nowhere with this image potentially shows that we are going to see, I don't know, either a Roman or an Undertaker event at some point in the future. Maybe they're both going to be event cards. It seems very unlikely they would just use two random superstars, and especially removing the Undertaker maybe is a sign that we are going to see the Undertaker at least in the future, because if he wasn't going to be an event card, they probably wouldn't have removed him and taken him off of the App Store. Or maybe because Roman is going to be... There's lots of potentials and maybes, but it seems very odd that they would just upload random pictures of Raw versus SmackDown with when there's no Raw versus SmackDown elements in the game yet, with Roman Reigns in there as well as a Last Man Standing card, and also a Undertaker card as well, which would randomly show up as an event. And also this Finn Balor image hasn't been used in the game, so that's potential leak. And this new home screen. And these only showed up days ago, so maybe we're going to get an update soon which will change that to Seth Rollins. Which is very, very interesting to say the least, especially when it comes to Roman apparently being like the poster boy of the game. Now suddenly is no longer the poster boy of the game. Which only just happened recently as well. So it's interesting to see, and it asks a lot of questions. On a previous screenshot as well, which they've now removed, there was a different image of Carmella for the Money in the Bank as well, which was, again, another, you know, you have to question it. Maybe they decided to remove it, I'm not sure. But either way, it's lots of interesting developments. Potentially a new game mode leaked, a new front screen leaked at the very least, which will be coming up soon. I'd love to see this kind of front screen with what it looks like is to be confetti falling down in the background. And then you've also got the Last Man Standing cards. Potentially two Last Man Standing events shown earlier than they should have been, which is Roman Reigns and The Undertaker. The Undertaker image that's on here, just as a bit of an analysis on it, it looks almost like it's kind of been shoehorned in, whereas the Roman one looks a bit more like it could be a Last Man Standing card, because of it just looks different. The way it's been edited looks much better, but hey, it could be either of them. The other thing to take into consideration is that The Undertaker hasn't been seen since WrestleMania, and he looks better than ever, and there is every possibility he could be coming back or making a return very, very soon. Either way, it is good to see that there's more stuff coming, and we haven't had an update for a while, so maybe this could be part of a future update that comes in. Now, I would take all this with a little bit of a pinch of salt, because there is every possibility that this could actually mean completely nothing. It could be just random screenshots shown, and maybe we'll get something in the future. But why would they make a brand new front screen when there's going to be... Like I always say with SuperCard and Cat Daddy, there's always, if there's smoke, there's always fire. And where there's smoke, there's fire when it comes to SuperCard, when it comes to Cat Daddy, the developers. So I would say that this is at least a hint or a push towards at least one or two of these things being true. And that Roman image is one I've wanted for a long time. So I'd be super psyched to get that. If you noticed anything different yourself, send us a couple of pictures or links on Twitter. That'd be pretty cool. I've searched across Google and I can't find anything brand new that has shown up over the last couple of days, last 24 hours. But it does look like there is going to be either at least a couple of new event cards that have been leaked on this, or at least a brand new front page and potentially a new game mode coming as a result. Otherwise, why would they upload them if they're not going to be? Because otherwise, there's no Raw versus SmackDown. There's no actual... I don't know. It's difficult to say, because the way I think of it is, you know, they wouldn't upload it if there wasn't some kind of substance to it. Punk Rock Dude defeated. Let me know what you think about those images, those potential leaks in the... Well, they look like they're kind of intentional. They've been put there for a reason. Like I say, there's no smoke about fire. I don't want to build any unnecessarily, I don't know, preemptive excitement. But the way it looks is that we're definitely getting some new, at least some new art to the game, at least some new features to the game in the near future. Going by no screenshots anyway. I will go on with the Road to Nia Jax. Let me know what your thoughts, like I said, in the comment section below. Remember to pledge your support for the Get JB Twitter verified in the comment section below. And also your thoughts about what I just mentioned. Remember to like this video if you like what you see. And say, I love you, David, because he's had to edit the crap out of this video. And whilst you're there, don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more WWE SuperCard, W2K19 news. We've got big news, obviously, that has been announced, which was only a couple days ago. If you want to see more of that, links up here as well and at the end of the video. Whoa! And don't forget to turn notifications on whilst you're there so you don't miss a single upload. But I've been SuperZombGBBQ and you have been awesome. One last thing, and that is to Zombie!
I am a man at war, and I am fighting for